My name is Bill.
My name is Tosin.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Jake.
I'm Kathleen. I'm Emma.
And my name is Linward.
My name is Kobe.
So he was the guy that just came and slept on my other bed every night.
Oh.
I always thought that was a monster. I was terrified. I mean, I'll just say I never saw this kid in my room. I always thought that I had a single.
We're connected. We are going to be, in the future, intertwined, interlinked. We are two halves of the same person. It is our fate.
I don't know. She just seemed so cool, and walking into the room on the first day, kind of looking at all her stuff, her books, her clothes. She has such a cool sense of style, and I just really wanted to get to know her better.
I saw him walk in the hall a few times, but I was like, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It was kind of strange because as soon as I met him, I felt like we had some sort of strange connection to each other. Like, we really vibed well together.
We kind of just had all the same habits. We kind of just acted exactly the same.
Exactly.
It was weird.
Yeah, my first impression of him was he was a very lively person, and I could definitely see how he got that from his mom.
I thought there was a squatter in my room, but there's a long
Yeah, there was.
shed. Oh,
There was a squatter.
Wow.
It was you.
wow!
You were
No,
the squatter.
no.
I didn't really have any expectations.
I feel like we have this bond, this very this is a soul connection. I feel like I understand him completely. I've spoken to his soul. I feel like I could wear his clothes and go out and pretend to be him, and the world would never know. That's the connection I'm talking about here.
I met his family pretty soon, and it turned out that I'm his twin, and they just sent me for adoption without, just kept him.
Sometimes she'll just be on bed or at the desk just listening to music in her earphones, and I don't really know what it is she's listening to, but she looks very serene and focused on her work, so it's pretty cool, I think.
It was heartwarming to me. They made the right choice.
For me especially, when I met him and his family, I knew that instantly we would have this bond. Had a nice long conversation with his mom. She's a great individual, really nice, really looks good for her age.
I think my favorite thing about my roommate is how, he never made any noise when he was sleeping in my other bed, except for the times when I heard him yell out in the middle of the night, "I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna come after you! I'm gonna grab you! Eggs, 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 eggs!"
My favorite thing about Linward is how he never cleans up his side of the room.
Gets his eyes from his mom. So when I see that in him, I just that's easily his best trait and easily the best part of him. Because whenever I look into his eyes, I'm reminded of his mom. So that's what I would say.
It's a sleeping disorder.
He used to do this weird voice in his sleep. He would go, "I'm gonna get you under your bed. I'm gonna eat ya. You're gonna be dead."
Well, sometimes if he was sick or he couldn't go to his classes, I would attend his classes in his stead. I would attempt to become him, become his identity.
I'm telling you, this is a disorder.
Well, right off the bat, my favorite memory was when Linward was sent away.
And I think I really encapsulated who he is internally. I feel like although we were different people, I'm sure the professors and his classmates would recognize I am the closest approximation to him that exists in human form.
And this
I don't care what it
this
is.
isn't unlike the times you would come in some drunken stupor, half passed out, and just like projectile vomit everywhere.
Look, okay.
Everywhere. And I was like, who is this hobo in my room? Who is this? You know, and then the next morning,
That wasn't me.
there'd be no hobo?
That was Jack.
Who's Jack?
Well, I've always had work because I didn't have my family to like send me checks every week, so I didn't get to see him much because I was always working.
We got together, myself, Bill, and his family. We went out to eat, came back to the dorm, and Bill forgot something, so he had to go somewhere else. It was just me and his mom in his room. So that was definitely my favorite memory.
I think he's the second coming of Christ.
Oh man, I'm happy I didn't know this man.
I don't know. Sometimes I see her when we like exit the room, and she's like coming back from the bathroom, and just like make eye contact and go our separate ways. I mean, it's pretty fun, I think.
I mean, yeah, I didn't have to work because my family loved me.
Well, I think the biggest challenge for me living with a new person is discovering that you were living with a new person.
So I wasn't able to, see his family, especially his mom, a lot. So I think that was definitely a barrier in our friendship. But we worked around it. You got over it.
Yeah, I would have to agree. This is maybe the one thing we agree about. That I don't know when you don't know your roommate, there's just boundaries are bound to be crossed.
Well, I knew Jack.
Yeah, I'd say it was pretty weird having someone always there in your room.
Well, he wasn't your roommate, and I'm saying, you go and you do these forms talking about, oh, I can have overnight guests. When you don't know your roommate and your roommate brings in some random bum off the street, like
He's not a bum.
what is?
Not being able to feel love. It was pretty.
Well, the hardest thing for me was knowing that my roommate resented me because I had a loving family that loved me and cared for me and came to family weekend.
Because I think, you think that some man off the street is the second coming of Christ?
I think he's got potential.
You need to take the time to meet your roommate. I know it's a lot of work, but you just got to go do it.
I think it's very important to establish a connection quickly, Like, I think even, as always, the second day, like, maybe wear, like, a shirt that belongs to your roommate.
Just like appreciating their presence, I guess, is nice for yourself.
For me, definitely, again, establishing that bond with your roommate, but also like establishing that bond with your roommate's mom.
Get a single. Probably just get a single.
Or get a single.